Is anyone else getting concerned about how controversial politics are getting these days? I seen a political ad the other day that said, if you don't vote for me, you don't care about America. I thought that was pretty steep, and I'm also like, I'm pretty sure if they don't care, they just wouldn't vote, but that's just me. But either way, we're starting to treat political parties like gangs. I was out in public the other day, just minding my business, and next thing you know, I hear, hey, yo, why are you wearing blue around here? This is Republican territory. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bro. I thought this was just Walmart. But I decided to play into this, and I'm like, so why exactly are you wearing blue jeans, and why are you buying blueberries? Either way, scarier than Black Friday, which is exactly why I wore this shirt today, because I'm going to Walmart after this, and I don't need to be questioned about my patriotism. And why are there only two options for the president? Like, I either have to be a donkey or an elephant, and it's never really any good options. Like, when I talk about politics with people, I never hear anybody say, oh, I'm voting for this person because I like this. They're like, this is why I'm not voting for the other person. It's like knowing that you have to travel and only having two options. Either fly Spirit or don't go. Either take a risk with your life or hate your life. Like, we get two options for president, but 50 for Miss America and like 100 for American Idol. And the requirements are actually harder for those competitions. Like, you actually have to have some type of talent or some type of people skills. You just basically have to be 35 and live here to be the president. And it clearly helps if you're a man, especially a wealthy one. But yeah, we don't care if you went to Harvard or Hogwarts Online. There's literally no procedural background check to be the president of the United States. But you have to have a college degree and no criminal background check to manage Taco Bell. You can constitutionally be xenophobic and a felon and become the commander-in-chief. There's literal more security clearance at the airport than in the Oval. They know more background about the person bringing the president coffee than they do about the president. And I mean, the dude part isn't technically enumerated in Article 2, but it is. It says, citizens at the time of the adoption of this Constitution. Well, at the time of the adoption of the Constitution, women couldn't even vote. I think it's safe to say they weren't running political campaigns. And then the one time we see a woman she should have won, she got the most votes, the literal Constitution stole it from her. The Electoral College. And I don't think enough people are upset about the Electoral College enough. I mean, just imagine pulling up to McDonald's, ordering a chocolate shake at the window, and when you get up there, they hand you a vanilla one, and you're like, excuse me, I ordered chocolate, not vanilla, and they're like, yeah, but we didn't think that you were smart enough to make your own decisions, so we chose for you. Like, that's essentially what the Electoral College does. Oh, the majority of the country wanted Al Gore. Here you go. Here's Bush. You guys aren't educated enough to make that decision. The 2016 presidential election didn't help my abolish the Electoral College argument, however, because over 15,000 people wrote in Harambe, a dead gorilla from the Cincinnati Zoo, for the 2016 presidency. And then in 2020, it said over 60,000 people wrote in Kanye. I would like to see the tally of those votes, but either way, I still hate the Electoral College and find it offensive that they feel the need to safeguard American intelligence. So, to safeguard my stance on abolishing the Electoral College, I just choose to stay off of Facebook. And speaking of Facebook, I personally censor my Facebook posts because I'm scared of my mom's opinions and maybe a whopping 30 other people. This man, Trump, is the literal commander of tweets and has nearly started a war with his thumbs. Clearly, one of the presidential immunities is to have absolute free speech because he's definitely said plenty of fighting words. And I still can't get over Trump versus Hawaii being a constitutionally protected and allowed executive order. Like, He basically said, well, you either come from the same place as these people or you practice the same religion as these people who have done bad things, so we just can't take a risk on you. You can't come in. And FDR did it too. He rounded up Japanese people and basically said, since you look like people we have a problem with, we can't trust you. Seriously, imagine this. Imagine trying to go to PetSmart and getting stopped at the door and they're like, whoa, no, you look like Cruella de Vil and we just can't trust you. Or another guy walks up and they're like, slow your roll, Michael Vick lookalike. You ain't getting in. And yeah, don't even think about it, Miss Carol Bass. Or just imagine trying to move into a new apartment and they're like, whoa, bro, we can't let you in because you were in a fraternity and like this one time 20 years ago, a frat dude caught the building on fire. So like, yeah, we just can't take that risk on you. So yeah, Trump versus Hawaii was crazy, but I will say Trump knows how to take advantage of a business opportunity. You gotta admit, the Trump Hotel in DC, housing foreign ambassadors, was strategic. He racked in over $750,000, nearly $300,000 from the Malaysian Prime Minister alone. Dude was literally paying $1,500 a day for personal training. I think it's safe to say that if you live together, it's an automatic treaty. I know everyone's like, oh, where's the Biden jokes? He's the president. And you know, I definitely thought about some, but I'm a little scared to say them since he still has the presidential power. You know, one Biden joke and I'm going to end up in Guantanamo Bay for treason, like Bush put everybody in on the war on terrorism. And I'm just personally not ready to say Biden to my freedom. But then again, maybe if I sell some of my business ideals to Trump, he'll pardon me like he did Kodak Black. The separation of powers is really just a big contest between the president and Congress. It's like a sibling rivalry where if I play Barbies with you today, you're going to play cards with me tomorrow. And if you don't give me my way today, I'm not going to give you your way tomorrow. And the judicial branch just comes in kind of like our little babysitter. No, you stop that or both of you go to bed. And honestly, federalism is like a way older babysitter where they're not necessarily watching you anymore, but they taught your current babysitter and your older siblings everything they know, so you're still basically following their rules. And of all the presidential privileges, along with all their responsibilities, why have I never seen a presidential parking spot? You know, POTUS parking. Like, we give them literal shields of immunity, but we can't give them a front row spot at Target. Also, is no one else concerned about the level of power the president has on foreign affairs? I mean, the sole organ of foreign affairs is pretty detrimental. And how different our relationships with the country can change from presidency to presidency, that's a lot. I mean, we're sending relief and aid to places that another president comes in and they're like, yeah, actually, I don't like you at all and I'm going to build this wall. And if the government doesn't let me, I'm going to use my own money and build it. And if it gets so bad that major hostility accumulates, the president has 60 days before he has to go to his babysitter for permission to use the military. That's scary, especially with a commander in tweets. Next thing you know, our troops are getting deployed over a meme. Or even worse, an unfollow leads to a suspended treaty. I mean, yes, they need congressional approval at some point or another in majority of the processes. But again, big brother, big sister, babysitter. The babysitter doesn't even act until the vase is already broken. And sometimes you and your siblings don't get along at all. And other times you're little partners in crime.